government is to unveil a fresh £30 billion package to save more jobs. This now we go to a live report from Love and Season. Please tell us more, Love Ann.
Thank you, Giancarlo. So, Finance Minister Rishi Sunak delivered a mini budget to Parliament that details measures which include bonuses to companies retaining staff and taking on apprentices, investment in green jobs, and allowing the whole country to enjoy discounted meals in restaurants. Sunak said that people need to know that although hardship lies ahead, no one will be left without hope. And noting that people are anxious about losing their jobs, about unemployment rising, Sunak told the country, and he said that we're not just going to accept this. So other measures included a temporary cut of tax on food, accommodation, and attractions from 20% to 5% from next Wednesday, 50% off to people eating out in August. The government will also pay firms £1,000 bonus for every staff member kept on for 3 months when the furlough scheme ends in October, and lifting the threshold at which stamp duty tax is due on home purchases to help the construction sector. Now, Britain has suffered Europe's deadliest outbreak of COVID-19, and a nationwide shutdown led the worst economic contraction among the G7 leading industrialized states. Sunak said that the UK economy had contracted by 25% over the coronavirus lockdown, the same amount it grew in the previous 18 years. So the Chancellor also confirmed the £3 billion of green investment after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson vowed to build out of the economic crisis. The investment package includes a £2 billion in grants for households to insulate homes and make more energy efficient, and another £1 billion for public sector buildings, including hospitals. Now, the plan is also part of Britain's long-term pledge to reduce carbon emissions to net zero by 2050 to tackle climate change. Britain imposed a nationwide lockdown on March 23 to stop the spread of COVID-19, but has gradually begun easing restrictions in the hope of boosting suffering businesses. Now, recent official data showed that the UK's biggest quarterly contraction for more than 40 years, at minus 2.2% in the January to March period. However, the data included only the first full week of the lockdown, and economists expect subsequent damage to be considerably worse for the second quarter. Now, another contraction would place Britain in a technical recession. Since the crisis began, the Bank of England has pumped cash stimulus worth £300 billion into Britain's virus-hit economy and slashed its main interest rate to a record low of 0.1%. Moves aimed at propping up businesses and saving jobs. Experts estimate the total cost of state emergency measures, meanwhile, could run as high as £300 billion. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Love Ann. So what do these measures mean for ordinary people now?
Yes, well, the announcement of the measures, we know this is an effort for the government to breathe life back into the shrinking economy that has been hit hard by many losing their jobs. Say if you had been furloughed and the company brings you back and continuously employ you through to January, paying you at least £520 on average per month, the government will pay your employer a £1,000 bonus. Now, this will help employees to stay in their jobs and also giving employers an incentive to do so, which will somehow give those who feel insecure about their jobs some comfort, as this is a way for employers to keep them hired. So another scenario is in the property market. We heard that in England and in Northern Ireland, stamp duty will not be paid on property worth over £500,000 or more until March. So that is a big change, because before you would pay stamp duty on a property worth at least £125,000. So this means savings of up to £15,000 for home buyers. And another great incentive as well is that if you eat out in eligible places between Monday to Wednesday, during the whole month of August, you will get a 50% discount of your restaurant bill, up to a maximum of £10 per head. So this will hopefully bring customers into restaurants and cafes throughout the UK. Now, another one is the sales tax, or the VAT. which are included in the cost of food, accommodation, and attractions, it will be cut for the next 6 months from 20% down to 5%. So we should see prices fall when eating out or going out, which should also help those whose income was affected by the virus. So this will be a great incentive to the general public to support the hospitality industry, which has been hit the hardest from the lockdown. Over to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Lavan, for all that information about the measures in the UK, and thank you for your report.
Thank you, Giancarlo. This is Love and Season reporting from London, United Kingdom. We live in interesting times.